Okay, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Nikolai here, or Carl, back today with a video that, first of all, I don't really want to make, but at the same matter of time, I feel obligated to make it, and yeah, did not expect it to happen this soon, but yeah, here we are. So as you could probably guess by the title of this video and the thumbnail, I am no longer a part of Torucon. I got the message on my old email actually 5 days ago that I am no longer a part of the organization. Let me pull the email up here. It is with a heavy heart that I need to say that we are ending your volunteer, like whatever, at Torucon in the future, and that we are appreciative of your contribution within Torucon. But after the last, my last work as a volunteer, that, the one that is volunteer, the main that deals with the volunteers, and as well as, the heads, if is what we wrote here, told that I have not, met those points that they are putting up for you to be a volunteer there, and basically means that I cannot be a volunteer of them anytime in the future, and that all my Torucon email and Google Drive stuff I'm gonna lose access to at midnight the 8th of August. I mean, she also says here that the reason why is because they say that I'm not personally, made for, being a volunteer at them. I kind of want to re-emphasize this a bit. So basically, I guess you could just take it from the top, from when I started in Torucon. Started on Torucon back in 2022. I actually have a video from that on the channel. Everything really, in reality, went totally fine that year. I was on sales. Everything went fine. I had the hotel room. I came there on Friday, started rigging up. Everything went fine. I was there on Saturday morning. I was working with them, doing whatever. And everything went fine that day. And it went until it was sometime when I ate food, because we had specific points where we ate food during the con. We had like breaks or whatever, and well, I went to have my food, and then my stomach started being a little bit of a pain. I mean, that was fine, good enough, whatever. Didn't think much about it, thought it was just my stomach initially. So, I just kind of took a break, went up on the hotel room, did whatever, took a shower, whatnot, tried to just refresh up a bit, whatnot. But then it just got worse and worse, and it ended up with me laying the rest of that night and me not being able to do anything on Sunday because I ended up with COVID. So basically what it ended up with was that I ended up laying in the hotel room until Wednesday, I believe, because Wednesday was the day where we had, was checking out. Tuesday was our last night there, and then back home, and then it went until like Thursday before I was really able to do much again. And I mean, that was all fine and whatever. So, although not great because I got COVID, generally, the con was pretty good. Nothing really to complain about. On that year, besides from the obvious factor I got COVID, but really, that's out of their control. So, that's just the reality of running a con right after the pandemic. It's, yeah. So really, if it was to happen, we weren't surprised. So yeah, so I mean, that's all fine. I got better eventually, whatnot. Fast forward to Torucon last year. First day, everything was fine. First day was awesome, actually. Because I was on photo last year. everything was fine. Met up with the main photo that had with photo to do, whatever. Everything was fine. And yeah, got everything sorted out, whatnot. Started taking pictures here and then. Everything was fine, whatnot. Most of the rigging out in the main hall was done because we got told to come later. Some photos that was all fine. So basically what ended up happening the rest of the day was that, well, I was in talk with the lighting engineer that was working for the Cosmos, and basically the rest of the evening I was helping him put up lights, setting DMX addresses, setting up universes, whatnot. So really, I would say Friday was a really enjoyable day. Hanging around, doing whatever. Nothing really. Then we come to Saturday, which beginning of Saturday started out totally fine. Went upstairs, got myself started cooking coffee for everybody, since really on, well, Friday at least and the beginning of Saturday, I was really the guy that cooked coffee for everyone. So I mean, that's the thing. Whatnot, everything was fine. Just roamed around the con with some of my friends and whatnot. Came to the first thing I was gonna quote unquote record, take pictures of in Cosmos. I don't think it was the K-pop dance, but the thing before there, the craftsmanship stuff, unless the craftsmanship stuff, or no, it was the K-pop stuff first. So I mean, that was all fine. Went up to front of the house because I wanted to stand there to get, you know, a little bit over the crowd, whatnot, get an overview over the stage. Talk with the lights engineer. He's kind of like me, where when he's into what he's doing, really, he doesn't really notice or pay attention to who stands beside him, whatever. So he just said, it's fine, just stand right beside me, whatever. No problem. So I was just standing there recording, having my great good old time, whatever. Yeah, went through all of that. Show was over, things were not. Exchanged a few words with the lighting engineer. He went up to stage to fix something. The sound engineer, the girl that was doing sound engineering, or the sound, which was, may I mind you, all the way on the other way of front of house. In between us was video and broadcast. She came over to me and said that, well, I'm not really supposed to be a front of house, first of all. And I mean, I tried then first to tell her that I talked with, you know, the lighting engineer. He said it was fine, I was standing here. So if there is something, then you need to go talk to him, because I've gotten another answer from him. Don't really think that ever really happened, to be completely frank with you. At least that from what I understood. Because if that would have happened, then he would have come personally to me, the light engineer, and said this and this and that, front of house, blah, 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 blah. Everything would have fine. I would have left front of house. None of this would ever have been to have had to be a problem. But that never happened. I came back to when they were having the craftsmanship show to record and take pictures of that. Same place, besides the lighting engineer, because he still hasn't said I couldn't do it. Stood there, did whatever. That got done. He went off to do his own thing again. Sound engineer girl came back to me, said practically the same thing again. She asked who was, you know, leading photo or whatever, whatnot. I told them who it was. Obviously, I'm not going to mention any names, because even though the people that has done what they have done probably deserves to be called out, I'm not going to do it because of legal reasons. Yeah, so basically what happened was that she went and talked with the main head for the volunteers. She came, quote unquote, hooked on to me, not actually hooked on to me, but you get what I mean. Whatnot. We went to the separate room, and then she brings me the news that, you know, I can't be a front of house anymore, because they said that they don't really want me up there. And first of all, I didn't really understand it, because from the lighting engineer, I had gotten another message. He had told me it was fine that I stood beside there. And I was trying to explain that to her, but she didn't even listen. She just kept stepping on me, every time I was trying to say something against her, which is the first bad sign when you're a leader of this kind of sort. Second of all, it was first when I came back into the cosmic hall, whatever, the stage area, and talked with him directly, that I got the message from him that it had been some miscommunication at front of house, which is all fine in that matter. If I would have just gotten that message earlier, this would not have been a problem. But since I never did get that message earlier, I went, half-assed, almost crying, because I thought he had initially lied to me. Although that was not the case, turns out it was the sound engineering girl, which, to be completely frank with you, if I'm going to be completely honest, if she was all the way on the other side of front of house at sound and actually doing the job she's supposed to do, she shouldn't even have noticed that I was standing at the other side of front of house even. So, really, in reality, I should not have been a bother for her at all. That's the first thing. Second of all, because I then got message from him, or he told me later on, that there had been a miscommunication, what I have a feeling about is that the one that is, the leader of the volunteers and the sound engineer girl, as far as I could tell out from, and this is based off of Google chat messages, whatnot, they are pretty good best friends. So what I believe happened here, I'm not saying that this is necessarily the case, but what I feel like happened here is that the sound engineer girl said what she felt, and the volunteer girl, like the head of volunteers, just took her word for it without even asking the rest of front of house. And it was first after she had talked to me about it that then the lighting engineer then got message about it, and it was first then I got to hear it from him. So, because of that, what I want to say here is that she did not catch the entire case of the situation, and she did not let me fill in where she clearly had made holes. And when I contacted her, because I did contact her about this on, our Google message chat, whatnot, later on about this. First time, just a general message, tried and straighten it up, professional, just straight out, just like, hey, you told me this and this, I talked with that and that, and they said that and that, and while maybe parts of what you were saying were correct, there's still parts of what you were saying which is not correct, and which I want to come through and be corrected properly, which was all I wanted to do. All I wanted to do was set the case straight, how it in reality was that the lighting engineer had told me it was totally fine, and it was the sound engineering girl which had an issue with it. She talked to me about it. I tried to tell her to talk with the lighting guy. That never happened. She went directly to you. We ended up in this situation. I just want to set the case straight. Tried to do that. And I messaged her 3 times about this. And then I think I messaged her a 4th time, and that was the last time I messaged her. I took contact with other parts of Torucon. One that was next leader of Torucon up until recently about it. Nothing got resolved. And I was thinking about contacting the legal department, like the highest up department of Torucon, but because I'm now technically speaking fired, I'm not really gonna bother, and that is why I'm making this video, to make you guys aware that if you are gonna be working with Torucon, there's a few things I want to advise you about, and that is, number 1, if you talk to someone, and if someone tries to tell you something once or twice, and you don't understand the point, they will go straight to the head, no matter which department, really. Well, at least when it comes to the situation I was in. Second of all, be aware that in a lot of circumstances, I'm speaking totally off of my own, what I feel after I've been there myself, there is a lot of circumstances where best friendship will take over any form of professionalism. That's what I at least feel. You know, in this case, again, reiterating, I am not saying that this necessarily was the case, but it's how I felt. When you go and talk to somebody that's your best friend at front of house, and she's the only one you talk to, and you just take your word for it without checking for the rest of front of house, you pull the one it's about into a separate room, tells him that you have talked to everyone on front of house and that they all have said it when initially that wasn't the case. And then when that person contacts you at a later point to say, hey, part of what you said was correct, part of what you said was not wrong, as a professional formal message even, and you ignore them not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 times, then you're not operating in the professional fashion you should be doing as a head of volunteers or head of anything. So this video was really almost about 20 minutes long already. The clock is, well, I don't have a clock there because I have my camera there. The clock is 5:56 a.m. I just felt like I needed to get this recorded now because, to be honest, after everything has happened, I kind of want to forget about it. I don't know, Metrocon, I'll probably attend there. If anything, I can maybe try and get some relation with them. Maybe things are nicer there. As far as other cons, I am going to try to get to Dokumi next year. I'm also going to try to attend TwitchCon next year. So that's going to be interesting because I am getting new passport tomorrow. So today is the 7th now, morning. So tomorrow I'm getting a new passport and ID card. So technically speaking, I could have traveled anyways this year's because they are a part of the Schengen deal. Where you technically don't need a passport to travel between those specific countries. That's a part of that deal, but I figured better to be on the safe side as I'm getting that passport tomorrow. And then we'll see what happens next year because we don't know yet. For all I know, I may be moving early next year. So we gotta see. But anywho, that's a different video. If you guys stuck around and listen to me ramble about my experience with Torucon, how I feel that certain parts of their administration and how they do things aren't really correct. I want to say thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video and found it helpful in your decision and whatnot, if you're gonna join Torucon or whatnot, like we would greatly appreciate it. And as always, check the links down below for my socials and all of that. And until further notice, stay tuned and stay awesome, and Echo Live the heck out of here.